This is the most complete team I've seen since the Montreal Canadiens of 1977. And I'm talking goaltending, defense, forwards, and I'm talking lines 1 to 4 and the way they play. In 1977, they had Lambert, Risebrough, and Tremblay.
Yeah.
They had Gainey and Jarvis, and Jimmy Roberts, right? That's who was playing on their third line. And then we know that they had Schutt and Lemaire and Lafleur, and then Peter Mahovlich moved in and around there, right? And, so that's how, to me, when I look at the Boston Bruins, that's how I see them built. That's how I saw that, in 2019, that's not how Tampa Bay was built. What did they go and do? They had a Coleman and Goudreau and they became that line. What did the Detroit Red Wings of 97 do? They added McCarty and Draper and Maltby and, and they went after Lapointe, right? So I see this team, Boston. I compared them earlier this year to the 2002 Red Wings, all those Hall of Famers, and maybe not the same level of Hall of Famers, but, start to finish, lead the league, and win the Stanley Cup. I've now put the Boston Bruins now they got to win the cup. They got to win the cup. So if you win the cup, then, you can be, listen, are they as great as I think the 1977 Montreal Canadiens are the best team ever. Not the 85 Oilers, the 77 Montreal Canadiens. Boston's not as the best team ever, but I think they're the most complete team since the 77 Canadiens.
And I will not disagree with that. I will not rebut that. I just feel as good as a team is, when an option is that team in the field, it takes a lot to not take the field in today's game. Never once did I believe that the Islanders, once they finally won, were not going to win the next year. Like Hodge and Meeker and McFarland said, going into the 80-81 season, does anyone think anyone else can win the cup? The answer was no. Same question a year later. No. Same question a year later. Maybe for Edmonton. And then we found out where they were. Kind of the same feeling with the 70s Habs. I still think the Bruins will have to do it and show me. I would take the field. Just on a gut feeling that Colorado, Edmonton, I don't know, maybe in the second round, Tampa. So I'm in that category of seeing it, but not believing it.
There's nothing to believe yet. So you got to see it to believe it, right? I get it.
What you're saying is very, very bold.
Well, it's statistics. You're looking at statistics. So am I going to take the possibility of the field but the field doesn't include all 15 teams. The field only includes 3 teams from the East and 1 from the West. So that's the field.
Well, they're supposed to be very good. The field is very good.
I know, but it's not all 15 teams, right?
You don't have to beat them all. It's not the Page modified scoring system, which is the best playoff system is curling, just so you know. It is.
Yeah. It is good, isn't it? So that's where you get to, right? But I'm taking the Bruins. I just see a complete team. And trust me, I was there in 1979. I was there. I was right there in Game 7, Boston, Montreal.
Yeah.
Ask anybody that was in that game. Ask anybody that was watching. The Boston Bruins were a darn good team. They didn't even get to the Stanley Cup final against it. And Montreal won their last of their 4 in a row, right? And then, the Islanders came along and then they won their 4 in a row. And then they got dusted they swept the Oilers in 83.
Yeah.
And then they lost the next year. And, and the Oilers said, it's ours now, right?
Yeah.
So there comes it. But I just see a team in Boston that's just – I don't see an area – where there's a weakness.
Oh, I don't either. I think sometimes these unbelievable regular seasons, we've seen them not translate for whatever reason in the playoffs.
You know where it didn't happen? 99. President's Trophy winners, Stanley Cup champions.
Right.
Just FYI.
Yeah.